There are moments in life when everything shifts quietly, without thunder, without warning. Sometimes a single cup of coffee, or the offer of one, changes the entire direction of two people's lives. It all began on a warm afternoon in a crowded cafe, a place where the noise of grinding beans mixed with soft music and the restless shuffle of city people. And in that place, at that hour, a woman named Amanda stood by the counter, tapping her card, waiting for her order, expecting absolutely nothing unusual to happen. She didn't notice anyone watching her. She didn't notice the wind pushing the door open. She didn't even notice the man standing behind her, the man who would, against all odds, tilt her quiet world in a direction she never planned for. She only heard a voice behind her say, "Could I get a cup of coffee?" Move, Hob. The sentence wasn't even finished before Amanda turned. Because behind her was a man the world called a hobo. A man the world saw as worn, rough, out of place. His clothes were faded, his beard uneven, his shoes tired. But his eyes showed something else. Softness. Warmth, kindness that life hadn't successfully beaten out of him yet. Before she could speak, she heard another voice, sharp, arrogant, familiar. "Hey, Amanda. Is that you?" She turned again and saw Bam, a man she once knew in college. Loud. Proud. Overconfident. A man who used to brag about things he never actually had. A man who wanted her attention back then, but she never gave it. A man who claimed they were in love when, in truth, she barely remembered anything except him mispronouncing her name. But he remembered. And he exaggerated. "We were head over heels for each other," he announced boldly. Amanda frowned. "I was never in love with you." "Oh, come on," he laughed. "The tattoo on your..." "Enough," she snapped. Before the situation became even more awkward, the man behind her, the supposed hobo, accidentally dropped a few coins. They rolled across the counter and fell to the floor. Amanda instinctively bent down to help him, but Bam grabbed her elbow. "What are you doing? Let the hobo get it. He needs to know his place." The word struck her hard. "He's a human being," she said quietly. But Bam scoffed, loud enough for half the cafe to hear. "He's a hobo. Who cares?" The man on the floor lifted his head slightly. His cheeks flushed, not with anger, but with embarrassment. His hands trembled as he gathered the coins. Amanda knelt beside him anyway. "Here," she whispered. "Let me help." He smiled, small and humble. "Thank you. I can pay you back. I just need to run down to my trailer." Bam erupted with laughter. "Oh. An elite hobo. He even has a trailer." Amanda ignored the mockery. She reached into her purse and gently placed a small folded bill beside the coins. "This should cover a coffee," she said. "And maybe a dessert." He looked up, surprised. "I can pay you back. How about dinner? Tonight? 8? She paused. His voice wasn't confident, it was shy, almost apologetic. As if he expected her to refuse. As if he had been refused many times before. So she smiled. "Yes. Dinner at 8. And that was how the story began, not with fireworks, not with fate striking loudly, but with a cup of coffee, a handful of coins, and a kindness that surprised even herself. When Amanda showed up that evening, she found not just the man waiting, his name was Olaris, though he preferred Oryn, but also her friend Pam, who apparently had invited herself. And brought her new boyfriend. And turned the simple dinner into an accidental double date. Pam leaned in and whispered, "I'm here to protect you. What if he kidnaps you? Or smells weird? Or eats squirrels? You never know."
Amanda sighed, but let it go. Oryn arrived a few minutes late. Pam rolled her eyes dramatically. "Oh, there he is, the hobo of honor." But then something strange happened. Pam's boyfriend, Dave, stood up instantly. Good evening, Mr. Alaris. Sir. I am so sorry. I can explain everything. Everything froze. Amanda blinked. You two know each other. Dave swallowed hard. He's my boss. Pam gasped so loudly the couple at the next table turned. Be boss. A hobo can't be your boss. Oryn laughed softly. I'm not a hobo. I'm the lead actor in the new blockbuster Dave is working on. The room went still. I'm playing a homeless man, he added. I just came from the set. Didn't bother to change? Pam stared at her boyfriend. You told me you were the director. Dave melted into his chair like a sad pancake. I said something like that. Oryn lifted a brow. Dave, return the clothes you took from my trailer. Right now. Yes, right now. Dave froze, then slowly removed the jacket, then the watch, then the shoes, and then, to everyone's horror, the pants too. Dave! Pam screamed. People stared. Someone dropped their fork. Amanda covered her face. Somehow, hilariously, awkwardly. That moment pulled her a little closer to Oryn, this gentleman who didn't flaunt his status, didn't brag, didn't pretend. He smiled at her after the chaos settled. I'm sorry about all that, he said softly. I just wanted to have coffee today. I wasn't expecting all this. And Amanda felt something warm bloom in her chest. But life is rarely simple. A wealthy old man named Roy, eccentric and unpredictable, appeared the next day, practically dragging Amanda into a ridiculous proposal. He was dying, he said, and needed a wife for his final month. In return, she would inherit everything. She refused, then accepted, then regretted, then accepted again. A whirlwind of emotions and pressure, mixed with family expectations and her own financial fears, pushed her into Roy's mansion. She cooked, she cleaned, she pretended to be his wife, even though she felt like a stranger in her own life. But during that month something unexpected grew, not between her and Roy, between her and Oryn, because Oryn visited, sometimes with groceries, sometimes with stories from the film set, sometimes with nothing but a smile that stayed even when he tried to hide it. He saw her exhaustion, he saw her frustration, he saw her kindness being used by people who didn't deserve it. And slowly, gently, Amanda began to see something she hadn't seen in years, someone who looked at her like she mattered, someone who saw her as a person, not a tool, not a trophy, not a comfortable habit, someone who cared. Then the truth came out. Roy wasn't dying. The doctor was an actor hired by Roy's friend, who made a bet, a cruel, childish bet to see if love could be bought. Amanda's world shattered. The money, the promises, the agreement, all of it meant nothing. And her heart broke most when she learned Oryn knew about the bet at the beginning. Only the beginning. Because after that, after he saw her, after he talked with her, after he spent time with her, Oryn stopped caring about the bet. He cared about her. But Amanda couldn't hear any of that in the moment. She left. She cried. She walked away from him, and all the humiliation she felt. She wanted to disappear. But Oryn didn't let her. For a week he followed her, not closely, not creepily, but gently, checking if she was safe, leaving food when she skipped meals, leaving warm tea when she cried at bus stops, making sure she knew she wasn't alone, even when she tried so hard to be. And one day, when she was eating a sad little hot dog on a bench, he approached her with another one in hand. You dropped this, he said. I believe I owe you a hot dog. She didn't laugh. Not yet. What do you want from me, Oryn? He swallowed hard. Another chance. She shook her head. I don't like ketchup on hot dogs. He blinked, then smiled slowly. Okay, I can fix that. I can learn. Silence passed between them, soft, fragile, real. He stepped closer. No more bets. No more games. No lies. Just you and me. If you can give me a chance. Amanda looked at him, the man who wore fake ragged clothes for a movie, who sat in cafes with coins in his pocket, who had been mocked, insulted, misunderstood, underestimated, and still managed to smile with warmth. A man who had made mistakes, but also showed kindness when she didn't expect it. And in that quiet moment, something inside her softened. Her anger lowered its shoulders. Her pain loosened its grip. And for the first time in what felt like a long, aching year, she felt hope. Real hope. She stepped closer, took the hot dog from his hand, and whispered, That depends. Can you really handle someone who doesn't like ketchup? His smile grew into the warmest grin she had ever seen. For you, he said, I can handle anything. And just like that their story began. Not perfect, not smooth, but real. And sometimes, real love is the only kind that matters.